Hello everyone, I hope you're keeping super well, and I'm hoping this is only going to be a short video. And it was just something that popped into my mind the other day, and I've no doubt a lot of people who have been following me know about this by now because you will have heard me speak about it, but still it's important to kind of drive information home and to make sure people really understand. So if you're new to following me, my name is Shemaine Laney. I am owner of Shemaine's Model Health, obviously same name. I'm a biohacker and fitness and nutrition expert, and I have been in the health industry for forever at this stage, for 14 years now, 13 and 14 years. So what we're looking at is limitations to weight loss. So limitations to weight loss are going to be something that's getting in your way, like a roadblock. And I have a video that I'm going to put on my YouTube channel and I'll share in here for people, and it's kind of a summary to the Handbrakes to Health event I did there before Christmas. Just kind of summarizing everything we spoke about. So Handbrakes to Health, again, being something that's putting a handbrake on your results or slowing you down or getting in the way. But some of the things that people really don't think of straight off the bat are, well, one, straight off the bat, if you consume sugar, you're going to burn sugar. You are not going to burn fat. Straight off the bat, people don't even think about that. If you give your body sugar for fuel, guess what? It's going to burn sugar for fuel. It is not going to burn fat. That's just how it works. Those are the laws of nature. Our primary instinct, as a very primal animal, we're still quite a young animal, is to burn or use up the fastest, most available fuel source we can for survival. And unfortunately for us, that happens to be sugar. And unfortunately for us, sugar is very addictive, but whatever. So if you understand that if you're consuming sugar, then you're not going to be burning fat. But this can be a double-edged sword as well, because then straight off the bat, people are going to say, well, then I'm just going to go keto and I'm going to eat all keto. Well, unfortunately, keto is not very beneficial for a lot of people. And a lot of people don't do very well on keto. And we have to take into consideration, obviously, can your body break down fats? Can it utilize fats? Are there any nutrient deficiencies? How is the thyroid looking? How are the adrenal? Like, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on there. But the concept behind people doing keto now is, well, if I eat fat, I'll burn fat, which is true, except there's some limitations to that too. Apart from keto may not work for you, and if you have thyroid issues and blah, 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 there's some other factors as well that can get in the way. So one, if you're eating a shit ton of fat and you're not very active, you have to understand that it is very true that in order to lose weight, so I'm just talking about weight loss in this video, in order to lose weight, one does need to be in some sort of a calorie deficit, and that does most of the time account for people on a ketogenic diet, especially if you kind of lead more of a housewifey, stay at home or sit in an office kind of lifestyle. This is true. If you're following a ketogenic diet, there is going to need to be a calorie deficit in there. So taking this into consideration, which not a lot of people do, they may not be getting the results that they want on a ketogenic diet. So you do need to understand that if you're following a ketogenic diet and you really enjoy it and you're enjoying the foods, then that is awesome. But you should be in some sort of calorie deficit. And some people can get away with that. Those that are very athletic or have a very active job or they train a lot, or generally do have a good metabolism, they don't need to worry about the calories too much because their body will compensate, if that makes sense. And then there's another aspect that may be kind of inhibiting people's results in regards to a ketogenic diet or even ketogenic foods is that if you were eating a ketogenic, for example, a ketogenic brownie, and one, you understand again, it is very calorie dense. There's a lot of calories in there. So you want to know that in order to burn fat, you got to burn that amount of fat. Plus, once that fat's gone, you then want to switch over and burn body fat as well. And body fat gets converted into ketones and so on. So that's fair enough. But that brownie, if it's made with, say, liquid stevia or Swerve or erythritol or some sort of sweetener, and there's many studies to show that this happens. And for some people it'll happen in a larger or in more increased extent than in others. So that sweetness alone, even though it's a ketogenic brownie and there's no technical sugar in it, it has sweetener in it. And that sweetness is going to cause the pancreas to release insulin. And with that insulin response, you're going to slow down fat burning because your body's going to be like, hey, there's sweetness coming in here. It's time for sugar. So let's turn off fat burning. And this can happen. And some people it'll happen in a higher extent and some people it won't. And it comes down to insulin resistance and glycogen depletion and blah, blah, blah. But this can happen. So if you're making a lot of these sweeter ketogenic foods, that sweetness alone, I mean, there's studies showing that if someone thinks about, oh, I'm going to have a Cadbury's milk chocolate now, if they just think about it before it comes anywhere near them, their body will have an insulin response or secrete insulin. Or even someone who walks into a house, say, cooking something sweet like fresh cookies, the smell alone can cause an insulin response from the pancreas, which shuts off fat burning. So this needs to be considered. It really does. Don't get me wrong. I do not follow a ketogenic diet, but I do love Jacqueline's keto brownies. They're amazing, but I'll make them fit my food plan. They'll fit my macros. They'll fit the calories that I know I'm having in a day. It'll fit. I'm not just having a load of keto foods and saying, well, ketogenic's supposed to help you lose fat so I can have all the fat I want. No, because that's just silly, not taking that into consideration. There's so much to be taken into consideration. Are you getting enough water? Are you getting enough oxygen? Because oxygen has to combine with fat to be pushed into your cells and be burned as energy. Oxygen and fat, they cause oxidation, fatty acid oxidation, and that fatty acid oxidation then helps create ATP, which is energy. So there's a lot to be taken into account in regards to limitations to fat loss and why you may or may not be getting. And also when we look at the likes of ketogenic diets and even someone following like and if it fits your macros kind of diet, they're great, they can work, but there has to be some understanding of real nutrition in there. There has to be a lot of micronutrients in there because if you are micronutrient deficient, all your pathways and your systems, they're going to slow down, you're going to struggle. You have to provide your thyroid with its iodine and its selenium and its zinc and magnesium. You have to give it that and its B vitamins or it's going to struggle, and once your thyroid struggles, your metabolism will slow down because your body's like, what the hell? We're starving. Thyroid, everything slow down. Let's hold on to fat. And anyway, these just straight off the bat are just some limitations to weight loss. I hope you're enjoying the weight loss series I'm doing on my business page. I hope you got to listen to the Oxygen for Weight Loss podcast the other day. It wasn't too long, but highlighted something that people don't even think about in regards to weight loss. Walking on a treadmill, people, is nowhere near as beneficial as walking outside. I'm sorry for all of you that love treadmills, but it's just not. It's never going to be on the same level as walking out in fresh air or hiking up a mountain. But okay, so I hope you found this somewhat helpful, and I'll chat to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day.